The 1986 accident at the Chornobyl nuclear power plant was one of the biggest nuclear disasters in world history. But now, Ukraine finds itself amid another nuclear crisis as Russia occupies the Zaporizhzhia Nuclear Power Plant and threatens world nuclear security. This is the first war in history that a state has seized a nuclear facility of another state. Now, the power plant is located in the city of Enerhodar in Zaporizhzhia Oblast, which was occupied by Russia since March the 4th. Since Russian troops attacked and captured the plant, they have transformed the plant into a full-on military base. Now, the plant lies on the bank of the Dnieper River, at the edge of Russian-controlled parts of the territory. Russia has been constantly shelling Ukrainian positions across the river from Enerhodar and accused Ukraine of firing back. Ukrainian authorities deny the allegation, saying it's the Russian forces causing fires at the site with indiscriminate shellings. And repeated Russian shelling from within the plant's territory has already caused one of the reactors to shut down. On August 25, a nearby fire caused by Russian shelling disconnected the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant from the Ukrainian grid for the first time in its history. The two operating reactors were later reconnected to the Ukrainian grid, but the shelling continues, leading to the shutdown of one of them on September 1st. Experts fear that if the plant was cut off from its power lines, it might lose its cooling capacities, culminating in a meltdown of fuel inside an overheated reactor or cooling ponds for spent fuel rods, leading to a catastrophe similar to the Fukushima disaster in 2011. Speaking of experts, more than a dozen nuclear experts from the UN's International Atomic Energy Agency arrived in Kyiv prior to their visit to the Zaporizhzhia plant for inspection. And despite its apparent agreement, the Russian side put a lot of obstacles on the delegation's road, including shelling the pre-agreed corridors and refusing to deliver passes to the international experts at first. The mission published a report that doesn't put blame on any of the sides for shelling, but calls to create a safe zone around the plant. The inspectors also witnessed damage to buildings housing fresh nuclear fuel and radioactive waste. On September 11, the management of the power plant announced that it shut down the last remaining reactor. Meanwhile, Ukraine calls to demilitarize the power plant and the area around, but the Kremlin says it has no intentions of doing so. As Ukraine has begun the counteroffensive in its southern regions, the safety of the Zaporizhzhia power plant remains one of the main bargaining chips in the Russian arsenal.